Саламатсыздар ма? The next video lesson is about grammar in the academic context. And the aim of the lesson is to practice the correct use of the tense forms, active and the passive voice forms using lexical materials on the topic of the lesson in oral and written speech. And the outcomes of today's lesson to conduct a conversation using different grammatical forms. It means that students will be able to conduct a conversation using grammatical forms. Also, students will be able to ask and answer questions in order to obtain detailed information. They will be also able to conduct discussions, express opinions, agreement or disagreement with points of view. Also, students will be able to write grammatically sentences correctly and to enlarge their vocabulary with a thematic list of new words. So the first question, what is voice? Voice is the term used to tell whether the subject of the sentence performs or receives the action. In other words, when the subject of the verb is doing the action of the verb. For example, my mother cooks food. He plays football. The verb is said to be in the active voice. When the subject of the verb is being acted upon, for example, food is cooked by my father. Football is played by him. The verb is said to be in the passive voice. So the voice of the verb tells you whether the subject is acting or being acted upon. So now let's review grammar. Tenses in the active voice. First of all, please look at the first exercise. This is practical task. Let's use the correct form of the verbs in the active voice. You can see in the brackets verbs. We need to put these verbs in the correct form. For example, last time we had to decide to hold presentation sessions every other month. So last time indicates that action had happened already. It meant they should be used past simple. Last time we decided to hold presentation sessions every other month. Okay, next sentence. At the moment, among all students enrolled in postgraduate courses, the largest group to study for a qualification in business. So you can guess from the word at the moment, so that the action is happening at the moment or action is happening now. So it means here we have to use continuous tense. Exactly, present continuous tense. So at the moment, amongst all students enrolled in postgraduate courses, the largest group is studying for a qualification in business. Is studying. This is present continuous. Next sentence. Please look at the third sentence. The successful defense of the thesis to lead further to the award of the degree. So you can guess that the sentence is in future tense. That's why here it will be right to use auxiliary verb will. So the correct sentence, the successful defense of the thesis will lead further to the award of the degree. Okay, next sentence. There is no record of what to take place at the latest conference. Okay, here we have to use past tenses because, as you can see, latest conference. There is no record of what had taken place at the latest conference. Next sentence, he to conduct the research since he graduated from the university. So you can guess from the preposition since that sentence should be in perfect tenses. So the right answer is he has conducted the research since he graduated from the university. Okay. So also please translate the sentences into Russian or Kazakh languages and explain the use of tenses, taking into account the words of time indication. So please do this exercise. You can make the screenshot of this page and do it when you have free time at home. So next question is about types of questions. We need to talk about types of questions. All of you know that we have different types of questions in English grammar, even in Kazakh language, in any other languages. The first type of the question word is called the general. For example, you can see in the slide, general questions, example of general question. How many governments supported research and development of national defense? The second type of the question is special question. Special question usually starts with question words like who, why, which, and so on. For example, who has supported research and development of national defense? Why have many governments supported research and development of national defense? Another type of question is alternative question. How many governments supported research in development of national or international defense? Another type of question, tag question. Tag question, example of tag question. Many governments have supported research in development of national defense, haven't they? For example, are you a master's school student? Aren't you? So, special cases of tag questions. You can please look at the examples. Pass me the journal, will, won't you? I'm sure in the correctness of this approach, and nobody submitted articles for publication, did they? These are the special cases of tag questions. So indirect questions, what does scientific knowledge contain? Do you know, could you tell me what scientific knowledge contains? That is really interests you. So next practice task is put questions to the following sentences. So here we have 7 sentences. Now we need to put questions to the following sentences. For example, pedagogy was the most prestigious and the most difficult area of study. So how we can make question? So excellent. I suppose now you could do so what the most prestigious and the most difficult area of study? Okay, let's put question to the second sentence. The supervisor is involved in cross-disciplinary supervision. So here we can use alternative type of question. Is the supervisor involved in cross-disciplinary or specific supervision? Alternative. Okay, let's put the question to the third sentence with the question word where. In the UK, the master's degree was for a long time the only postgraduate degree normally awarded. Where? We can use where. Where was the master's degree awarded for a long time the only, or you can say, where was the master's degree awarded for the only postgraduate degree? Okay, next question. Since early 1990s, licensing of electronic resources, particularly journals, has been very common. So you can use here the question word, since when? Since when? Since when has licensing of electronic resources been very common? Okay, next sentence. Okay, let's try to put the question. The research activities in the laboratory are carried out regularly and efficiently. How research activities are carried out, you can say. Next sentence, the researcher can learn a great deal by applying new methods and analyzing the results. So here we can say, in what ways the researcher can learn a great deal. The last one, the approach will help you efficiently organize the data obtained. Here we can use the general type of question. So general, does the approach help you, or will the approach help you efficiently organize the data obtained? So next question is about passive voice. In sentences written in passive voice, the subject receives the action expressed in the verb. And also we always use to be, auxiliary verb to be in the sentences. And you know that the forms of to be are, is, are, was, were, being. So please make the screenshot of this exercise, because this exercise will help you for doing that coming as exercise. This one. Please write all these 8 sentences in the passive voice. Try to use the right tense of the passive voice. It will be your home assignment. So, and another task for self-check questions. Try to answer to these 3 questions. What is active voice? What is passive voice? What is the difference between them? And can you give realistic, complex examples from academic writing for active and passive voices? And what types of questions do you know?